In the end, for you doing sales, there's 4 things that you're going to do, and you're going to do them in this order. Number 1, you're going to sell yourself. They have to like you. Picture somebody that you really like. I don't care if it's your spouse or your best friend, that's fine. But picture somebody you really like. Do you want to do business with that person? Yes, because you like them. You trust them. Your best interests are their best interests. Now picture somebody that you don't like. Do you want to work with them? No, you don't. You want to get as far away from them as physically possible, as soon as possible. They don't match your core beliefs, your core principles. They don't match what you're trying to accomplish. You don't want anything to do with them. They're just not a good fit for you. If you're going to do any type of sales, you have to be a good fit for the person you're talking to. So you have to sell yourself. You have to have them like you. You have to be likable. I don't care how intelligent you are, how smart you are. It doesn't matter. Your product prowess is not going to get you through that door if they don't like you. So step 1 in selling, no matter what, sell yourself. Make sure that you're a friend of theirs and their interests are your interests. So number 1, sell yourself. If you can't do number 1, the rest of these 3 are worthless because they're never going to buy from you. But if you accomplish number 1, then you're going to move on to number 2. Sell the company you're selling for. Explain to them how they've been around forever. They've been through the trials. This is nothing new to them. This is going to be an easy project because the company's been around and the longevity of it. Perfect example. If you walk up and go, "Hi, my name's Aaron. I represent Integrated Signs. I've been around for 41 years, blah, 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 blah." They're going to tune out. They're just going to shut off immediately, and it's going to be painful and boring. But if I go, "Hey, how you doing? Can you tell me what you're trying to do here?" Let them talk for a little bit and go, "Oh, I've seen this before. You know, we've been around 41 years. I mean, it's a long time. So yeah, but this is a good idea. We've seen it work before. Continue." And you just sprinkle in all the information throughout the conversation. It's going to give them a real sense of security that company's been around. They're going to take care of them. There's nothing worse than hiring somebody. They get there on day 1 and they go, "Oh, never seen this before." All your confidence is gone. You have no idea. If you just hired somebody and they just started yesterday, you want somebody with experience so they are an expert in their field. So after you sell yourself, you're going to want to sell the company. If they like you and the company's been around for a long time, usually your selling is done and just give them a good product and it's over with. Usually if you do number 1 and number 2 very, very well, number 3 and number 4 are never going to come into play. And I will proudly pat myself on the back to say, I've never gotten number 4 and very rarely have I gotten number 3. Number 1, sell yourself. Number 2, sell the company. Number 3, sell the product. If they aren't sold on you and they aren't sold on the company, they're going to dive into the product and make sure the product is good enough for what they want. So in my particular case, what thickness grade of metal are we using? What type of LEDs are we going to use? What type of craftsmanship are we going to use? Are we going to weld it? Are we going to glue it? They're going to start diving into the actual product. You know, for my software company, who programs it? How is it saved? Where is the information kept? What is happening? They're going to keep poking at the product, trying to find weak points in it. And if they find a weak point, it may be too much of a weak point and they don't want to purchase. But they're looking at the product themselves. But if they like you and they like the company, the product's going to fall right in line and say, well, the company built the product, so we're in good shape. We don't need it. So you have failed at number 1 or number 2 if you are now talking about number 3 in great detail. They might want to talk about number 3, the product, just for a little second, just to check their own box that they asked about it. But in all honesty, in their head, they're already sold if you did 1 and 2 correctly. Number 4, the dreaded area, the price. If you are talking about number 4, the price, and they're beating you up on the price, that means they really don't care about you. They don't care about the company, and they don't care about the product. They just want a deal.